Damien Chazelle is a director with not so much a popular name, but a small handful of immensely popular movies, three of his most popular being Whiplash, released in 2014, La La Land, released in 2016, and Babylon in 2022. Despite his small number of movies he has directed, that does not stop him from authenticating a specific style and earning the title of an auteur. Comparing these three specific films together, it is quite easy to see Chazelle's style seeping through. Firstly, we have the cinematography and camera work. One of his most famous uses of camera movement is his whip pans. In Whiplash, he uses this technique during the final scene, where the camera pans from Andrew playing the drums to Fletcher conducting. In La La Land, the camera pans from Mia on the dance floor to Sebastian playing the piano. This repetitive use of the quick panning from two different occurring things creates this effect of simultaneous action. The use of the whip pan in Whiplash builds tension. It makes the viewer sit in nervous anticipation to see whether Andrew will rush or drag, as well as the dreaded thought that Fletcher will once again belittle him. Another common theme he includes is the journey of the artist. The protagonists of Chazelle's films usually have a main character that is deeply skilled or obsessed over an art form and is an important part of their story. Whiplash shows the art of drumming through Andrew and how he utterly obsesses over it, where it starts to affect his personal life. La La Land differently shows Seb balances relationships with his passion for jazz, until his dreams collide with Mia's, who also obsessed over her passion for acting, and in turn they break up, their dreams affecting their personal lives. Babylon follows Manny in his love for filmmaking. He aims for greatness, as did Andrew and Seb, and he regards Nelly. He follows this common trope as it applies to real life. People are ambitious, and no matter how far they reach, they will always want to climb higher. Greatness is impossible to achieve because we can always aim higher. It is also a relatable story that an audience can empathise with one way or another. Something that is not as noticeable is Chazelle's use of colour. There is no doubt that La La Land is one of the best films to use colour in mise-en-scène to create deeper meanings, as well as making the film look gorgeous, usually described as a spectacle. However, Whiplash and Babylon lack bright colours and instead use a darker palette. Whiplash contains a dingy colour scheme in the beginning, and as the movie progresses, the colours representing Andrew and Fletcher become more intense. Babylon uses a lot of exposure to exaggerate the heat and intensity of the sets and the locations. I think it's correct of me to say that La La Land is definitely the best use of colour Chazelle has ever included in any of his movies, but also adds to the argument of him being an auteur. Damien Chazelle, even with a small list of 6 movies, is a director who can definitely be considered an auteur through so many recognisable techniques in his film.